Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan, and of course you are tuning into Collector's Digest. So today, guys, I have the Marvel Legends Vulture figure. Now, I saw this again today and I couldn't resist it. I had to pick it up because he's a part of the Sinister Six. You know, I want to do a lot of action figure photography with my Spider-Man, Mayfix Spider-Man to be specific, comic version. And yeah, this guy's just dope. And you know, it's one that I wanted for the shelf back when I was collecting Marvel Legends before. Now I really need them. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get the review underway. So I'm going to do it. This is going to be my review on the Marvel Legends, the Vulture figure. This figure, I was actually more impressed with it than I thought I would be, because the wings don't fall off every time I try to move them or mess with them, and that's really cool. So I'll go ahead, I'll move his wingspan up for a moment just so I can go over the articulation. The articulation is quite good with this guy. I can't tell you what buck this is on because honestly I don't know. I know that it's the buck with the duck feet. So is that a Spider-Man buck? I think every other figure I have with this type of body was a Spider-Man figure. Like Miles Morales, Black Suit Spidey, so on and so forth. So you get double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, you get a hinge and swivel for the hands. Now the clearance between the hand and the actual wing isn't great, but for what you need him to do, you can get his hands in the position needed to do that. Like if he's going for a grabbing pose, which is basically all you can really do with this guy because that's the only set of hands that you get, you can do it. You also get some type of like butterfly joint. All right, so you can get his shoulders kind of cocked back like so. The left one is stuck a little bit. I'll have to mess with that, hot water, whatever. And then you can get them closed in like so. And then that actually looks good. You get a diaphragm joint. He can look way down, okay? He doesn't go back too much, but his head goes all the way up. So you can look all the way up with this guy perfectly. Works great. For the feet, you get a hinge and pivot. The pivot is great on this guy, just like every other figure with this body type. They go all the way down, damn near all the way up, and then like I showed you on both sides, the pivot is phenomenal. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to move his wingspan out without these falling off. Hopefully I'm successful. And yeah, see, you can mess with it and they're not just gonna pop out. They click in there and they're pretty secure. I mean, they will come out not just by touching it. So his wingspan I feel is not too wide at all. I think that it's actually pretty damn good. And I like how you can place the wings just down by his side if you have him on a shelf with your other Marvel Legends. Obviously, you probably won't have him like this unless he's in a flying pose on a stand or something, you know, hovering over other figures. Even if you wanted to do that, I don't think that the wingspan is too much. But it is also nice the way that they set up the wings and they give you two pieces for them to where you can get these down by his side like so and just have him kind of plotting, kind of like chilling. And I think that that looks really, really dope. Now for this little furry piece, it is a separate piece. It's not glued down, but it's not a hindrance like say Black Panther's necklace to where every time you're messing with it, it's flopping all over the place. For the most part, it stays in position and I didn't even notice it. I mean, it does, you know, you can't look way down because it's right there, but you can look down enough. And then with the diaphragm, like I said earlier, you know, you can get them looking down perfectly. That does not, it doesn't hinder anything. So it's not that big of a deal. I thought maybe it would be once I realized it was kind of loose, but no. And I was considering gluing it down, and then I was like, well, I don't know, does it hinder the shoulders at all as far as going up? And it doesn't seem like it does at all, so that's good. For those of you that want to know how these wings go in, I'll go ahead and I'll show you. So here you have one and you have two. All right, so the best way I found to put these on is just like so. I put the first one on and it clicks in there. You get a nice click. Now I won't be taking these out and putting them back in a bunch because I think over time it might start to get loose in there, and for right now it's pretty tight. And it, you hear that? You hear it click? I want it to continue to be firm in there and not get all loose and shit like that. So yeah, you know what I mean. So overall, man, this guy is dope, and you can get him in a bunch of great poses. I like the paint deco on him. I think that it looks good. Originally, I didn't think that I was gonna like these lines on the chest and the shoulder and the bicep area. I like it better than it just being this, you know, the whole thing this green color. I think that it looks good, and I think that that stands out in the right lighting as well. You know, when you see a figure in lighting and it's just kind of drowned out by light, sometimes it doesn't look as good, but when you get them in an overhead lighting situation like I have them in now, the figure tends to look a lot better. And that's the case too with action figure photography, because you want to have the right lighting. So I'm happy to note, you know, these lines, the paint application, everything, it looks a lot better than it did in stores, and that's because of the right lighting, if that makes sense. Now the paint application on his wings is great. The only thing I wish is that they did a wash on it. I'm gonna do one, just a black wash, and that's just gonna bring out the detail within the feathers. You don't have to do that. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I think it will make it look that much better. And I do like the fading that they did from the dark green into the light type of lime green. I think that that looks amazing as well. Coming around the back of the figure, nothing special. You do have a little hole in his back there, so if you have a stand with a peg in it, then you can, you know, pop it in his back and get him in a dope ass pose for your display. And I think I might do that. I don't know if the Mafex stand peg would fit in there, but I'm sure I have something that would fit in there. And that's basically it for the articulation and paint deco. Now let's go to the head sculpt. Alright guys, the head sculpt and the paint application. Now you get two head sculpts with this guy. This is the one that comes on the figure. This is what looks more original to me. The flesh tone looks good. It would have been better if they blended the eye sockets with the actual flesh tone a little better. The eye sockets are like a magenta type purple color. I think the dry brushing on the eyebrows looks really good. And then the spots on the top of his head here, I had to do a little bit of research. I thought it was like freckles, but that's actually called liver spot. And it's, you know, people of older age that spent a great deal of time in the sun, that tends to happen. Now, it's not just on the head. It could happen anywhere on the body.
But I'm bald, so I was like, well, you know what? Is that something I'm gonna have? Let me find out.
It could also be skin cancer. And I know that this guy's not necessarily a good guy. He is a villain, but I don't wish him to have skin cancer. So hopefully that's just liver spots
and not skin cancer.
So that's the first head sculpt that we get with him. The mouth area looks amazing, teeth, everything. I think that it looks actually very, very well. We do also get another head sculpt, and that's this one right here. Now this is his helmeted look, and I think the wrinkling and everything around the mouth area going into the cheeks, it really does look great. I like the expression on his face. He looks calm, collective, and yeah, it looks like he's going at it. So he's kind of just cruising around. I don't know. I think that this looks fine. I'm not going to use it, but for those of you that want that helmeted look of the original Vulture, here you go. They gave it to you. Okay guys, and for comparison, first things first here, let's put him next to an articulated icon. Articulated icon is either, it's kind of, well, it's almost the same size. It's a little bit shorter than the Marvel Legend. I think that, yeah, the articulated icon is scaled a little bit smaller, but for the most part, I mean, if you wanted to, you can put them both in the same shot because they scale pretty close to one another. Then here he is next to the Pink Skull Chaos Club member, and yeah, the Pink Skull Chaos Club member definitely towers over him. So Mezco 112 collective figures are a little bit larger in scale compared to Marvel Legends. And then here he is next to the Marvel Legend Doom figure, and Doom is definitely taller and more imposing than the Vulture, but nonetheless, they still look great together in the same shot. And then here he is with the Walmart exclusive vibranium suit Black Panther. Black Panther is definitely taller than him. I think it still looks great. If you wanted to do one big battle or some shit and have Black Panther in the mix, you could. I love that Black Panther figure. Looks great. And then the main reason I picked up the Vulture was for this figure right here. The Mafex comic version Spider-Man. These look great together. The Vulture is definitely a little bit taller, not by much. And I think that's accurate because I would think the Vulture would be tall and lanky compared to Peter Parker. So yeah, I think these look great together. I can't wait to do some action figure photography with both of them. It's definitely going to be fun. It's going to be dope, and this is it's just fun to have an accurate original Vulture figure to do that with. So yeah, these look great. Alright guys, that's going to do it for my review on the Marvel Legend, the Vulture figure. Let me know how I did in the comment section below, man. If you want to see more of these, let me know. I definitely enjoyed doing it. I think I need to get a better backdrop, but for the most part, I don't think I did too bad. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're not already, and I have an announcement coming. Matter of fact, I'll just tell you right now, the person that won the giveaway on the Michael Myers head sculpts doesn't want the 2018 Myers sculpt for whatever reason. So I'm going to be giving that to somebody else very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. God bless. Peace.